Good morning. As you can see, I'm dressed a little bit warmer and a little bit darker today. The temperatures hit 50 degrees last night, so here we are in Windermere, Florida, and a little bit chilly as I got up this morning, getting ready to go off to the gym, and wanted to do my live with Tony before the day flipped by me, which it did on Wednesday. We're going to talk about something that I've talked about so many times, but I think the FUFTS newsletter has really done a pretty good job of telling us that which we should know, but yet what do we do about it? It starts off by saying 1/3 of U.S. adults get less than the 7 to 9 hours of recommended sleep every day. And it has health consequences. I mean, and I think we know this. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody I know that says I'm tired or I'm kind of dragging and I'm like, wow, I feel so excited and so happy. I'm not at their peak. And sleep affects everything we do. It goes from the energy, the appetite, our mood, and our memories. And certainly our decision making. My goodness, you don't want to make decisions when you're sleepy and tired. We can last some time without food, but boy, there's not a lot we can do if we're not getting our sleep. And it increases our risk of high blood pressure, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, depression. I mean, this article just goes through that which we know is important to us about our sleep. Our research suggested that getting adequate sleep may help mitigate genetic dispositions to obesity. Sleep just plays a powerful role in our health and metabolism, so goes this article. Medical conditions, stress, and sleep environments all influence sleep-wake needs. So if you're stressed, I made the mistake of watching the basketball game last night. St. John's is playing Baylor, and Baylor throws up this shot with 0.5 seconds to go. It's a three-pointer, and they win the game, and by golly, I could not go to sleep for over an hour, since I was rooting for St. John's to win. So stress and frustrations and things that are troubling us certainly will keep us awake. And yet we know, I knew I had a morning, I had to get up and go do some things this morning. And I knew I needed to get my sleep, so what I've done in the past, doctor's advice is, I'll record the games, and if the team I want to win loses, I just delete it and don't watch it. And I don't need to know how they lost. I don't need to have this, oh my God, if they only could have done this, because there were about 6 things that they only could have done differently would have changed the game. I cannot imagine what Coach Pitino and his team are feeling about it right now. They got a game today, so they got to get back up and play. So what are some of the things that we can do when it comes to sleep, knowing that we have to do it? Knowing that circadian rhythms are messed up, and circadian rhythms, the cycles of how we go about our day and sleep, and we have a misalignment of it, and it makes between shift work or jet lag or brain damage or frequent variations in our sleep schedule. So we know that we need to change our behaviors and control light exposures. There's a lot going on about blue lights or television lights or any lights in a bedroom. We should take those lights as much as we can out of it. People have insomnia, which is difficulty in getting to sleep and waking up too early in the morning. I get this challenge, especially when we go through daylight savings time, which is supposed to be wonderful for us, or when we change our clocks. I don't adjust to those sleep cycles as well. It takes me over a week. And then you got men, prostate issues of people that wake up during the night, they have to go to the bathroom. Well, what do you do with that? Especially if men, in many cases, have large prostates, or maybe it's medications, and females. Who likes getting up in the middle of the night multiple times and breaking up? And of course, restless leg syndrome is another one. What medication and lifestyle changes can you make? I know I get that, and I get up and actually start doing some exercises, my squats or knee bends or things of sort. So what are some of the things that the tough folks are recommending? Well, certainly being consistent, getting up and going to sleep at the same time every day, even on weekends or during vacations. Now, the weekend stuff I can get, but the vacations, don't people go on vacation sometimes and say that I just want to catch up on my sleep? So recognizing your sleep patterns on vacation, that's a tough one for me, especially when you don't have plans or you're trying to just kind of veg out, as we call it. It's really a tough one. Certainly want to set the bedtime that allows you to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I don't know that there are many people that don't want to get 7 hours of sleep and feel well rested and get up. So aiming for 7 hours, what are the things that you can do to detox? I tell people, if you're not getting your 7 and something's bothering you in the middle of the night, get up, get some pencil, get something to write on, piece of paper, make your notes. Something bothering you, get paper and pencil and get to writing until you're done. Don't force it. This is a hard one, right? You know you got to get your sleep and you're going to lay in bed for 20 minutes. Well, what they're recommending here, you're not getting to sleep within 15, I use 15 minutes. If I'm not sleeping 15, I get up. Now I do, I may read a magazine article. Sometimes I meditate. Often I'll do a crossword puzzle. And when I start not getting the clues, or maybe I'll do a 12 by 12 Sudoku, which I have, that will begin to ease me, take my mind off of whatever's keeping me awake, and usually I can go back to sleep. But don't force it. Naps, oh my goodness. I read articles where it's good for seniors, it's good for anybody to take a nap if they're tired. It's good for kids to get naps and get up. But then the problem is if you nap for too long, what happens to you later in the day? So watch your timing for how long you're going to take a nap. If I nap, I will not nap past 3 o'clock. Puts me up until after 12 if I do. I nap for about 30 minutes. Oh my goodness, relaxing. This is the relax, especially at bedtime. Well, what are you watching on TV? That's why I shouldn't have watched this game last night, because it was on late, it was double overtime, and that is not what I call relaxing before TV. So I'm very careful about what I'm watching or reading, who I may be talking to on a phone call. Curfew for me is 8 o'clock. Occasionally I'll take a call up till 9, especially if it's the grandkids. And then respect your bed. I'm not sure, this is an easy one for me, using your bed only for sleeping and sex. I don't know what else people would use their bed for, but it's not a storage facility. And your pillows, your comfort of your pillows to me are extremely important. Your light levels I've already talked about. But what about the temperature, right? They're recommending that we have temperatures that are in the 60s. When it's in the warmer days of summer, I know I have a harder time, and you got the air conditioning and it blows on your head, and that's a whole different story. Limit night eating. This is a good one. Avoid eating a large meal before bedtime. If you are hungry at night, eat a light, healthy snack. We're now trying to eat at 5:30 and maybe a snack at 8 o'clock, and it's tough when you try to go to bed, but don't eat a large meal before bedtime. That's not the best thing to do, and then you're laying down and there goes your... Move regular physical exercise throughout the day, so having movements throughout your day. But I'm also finding now after dinner, I go out and take a 5-10 minute walk, just clear my head. Maybe it's 8 o'clock when I go out and do it. It's a good time to do it. And just go out and then maybe watch a little bit of light TV. And caffeine, I get into trouble with chocolate. I keep thinking I can eat chocolate, after dinner, piece of chocolate. I'm not eating chocolate bars, but a piece. And of course, alcohol messes up your system. So while alcohol makes you sleepy, it interferes with the quality of sleep, and the levels of sleep in the period of time kind of blip up. And then control your fluid intake before bedtime, so you're not urinating as often. So I try to use 7 o'clock as my curfew. And stop looking at the clock. Boy, that's one of the worst things you can do, is look at the clock, because all that does is put you back into stress, and it makes you feel like, oh my goodness, I got to get back to sleep. Or how many hours of sleep do I have left? So those are some of the tips that come out of this: importance of sleep. And this comes out of the current, when I say current, the December 2024 issue of the Health and Nutrition newsletter put out by Tufts Education. And we have reached another Friday, and it's closer to Thanksgiving. Travel plans will be going up and things. So get your plans together, get your food shopping done. I'm sure most of you will do by this weekend. And we'll see you here on Monday.